Henry Slade obviously he was carried off, and then we were told he was on the touchline at the end with crutches, or what was the situation?
Yeah, he's in a cast. The initial prognosis is that it looks likely to be a broken leg. Obviously, till we get him back to Exeter, he's going to head off in a minute. Till we get him back to Exeter and get the X-rays done, etc., we won't know. We won't know if there's any other damage. But yeah, I think we're pretty confident there's something pretty nasty there.
We didn't really. They didn't really show any TV replays of it. Did you see?
Yeah, it looks. I mean, it looks lower limb. It's one of those ones. He's over contesting a ruck. Obviously, he's got his legs kind of spread, and the Wasp person who clears him out kind of slides off him, doesn't get a great clear out on him, and is pulling at him and rolls his body onto his leg.
Yeah.
And so obviously he gets folded back over his leg. So there's definitely some kind of bend and movement there that we could see on our video. To what extent it is now going to need a bit more investigation.
Is that the left or right leg?
It's his right leg.
So you'll take him back and then X-ray?
Yes, he'll shoot off now in a car, and we'll get him home and get on with the medical part of things straight away.
He's a tough young man. He didn't look too upset.
He is a tough cookie. He is a tough cookie. He's a bit sore in there now, but he's gritting it out.
Does that put a big downer on things, or is it some great result?
Any injury to any player on either side puts a bit of down on things, doesn't it? That's not what we want to see, but ultimately they happen in professional sport, don't they? Henry's a tough kid. He's in there. He's in the thick of it all the time, and he's going to pick up injuries. So what we've got to do now is look after him as best we can, try and get him fit and raring to go, and kind of use this as an opportunity to get other bits and pieces of him rested and up to speed, and hopefully if it is a break, it's nice and clean, and there's not too much other damage, and we can get him sorted pretty quickly.
But the performance as a whole?
Performance was very good. I'll be honest, I think credit to Wasps. I'll be honest with you, credit to Wasps. I was surprised how well they fought their way back into it, because I think the truth is, I've seen it before with our lads, I've seen it with other teams. Wasps have had some big emotional performances to have to put in place over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And they are draining, and they do take a bit out of you, and sometimes it's hard just to hit the field with that same intensity when you've banged away at it for 2 or 3 weeks. And I know the Leinster and the Toulon games, when you look at the scoreboard, you could almost say they look comfortable victories, but victories like that, they take an emotional build-up during the week, and they take a lot out of you during the 80 minutes, and sometimes almost winning them can, working that hard and then winning them can drain you quite considerably. And I think our challenge was to get out on the pitch and try and put a bit of pressure on Wasps, obviously with our line speed defensively, but also with the scoreboard, because what hasn't happened in those games is they haven't been under that pressure, and we had to try and test them that way and just see, like I say, if they had been drained by those 2 performances. And to be fair, for them to come back like they did, I thought showed great resolve and was very impressive. And then I think equally it showed great resolve for us that we pretty much had to win the game twice, didn't we? We looked like we were doing enough in the first half, and then pretty much they wrestled the momentum back, and we kind of had to fight to win the game again, and which we did, and I was really pleased with that element of our game.
Especially, they haven't conceded a try here all season, and you've come along and scored 6. that's a big.
Yeah, I just said to the boys, pack of forwards turned up today, didn't they? And they got some opportunities, and they kept ramming it home. And it was a very important part of the game, wasn't it? It was that was the winning of the game for us. I don't think it's all that important whether Wasps have conceded a try here or not. I think what happened was there was a chink there, wasn't there, that we saw, which was the driving maul, and we could keep going back there. And that's often what happens. With lots of teams, is you feel very comfortable, and in a really tight game, teams might not go to the corner, they might take the points, and so you don't really ever defend those difficult scenarios. But today we went after the first one, and once you bang one in, you're going to keep going after a team, aren't you? And we've seen it before. Once you show a little bit of weakness somewhere, someone comes after you pretty hard, and that's probably what happened today.
That decision to exploit the line-out and was that made from upstairs by the coaches, or players on the pitch?
No, we leave most of those decisions to players on the pitch. Obviously, what you have to do is you have to convert the first couple of opportunities, because then you create pressure scenarios, and it gives you a confidence to go after it, doesn't it? We like to back our maul in most scenarios. We probably think we've underused it this year, and we certainly had an intention to try and score tries today. That's ultimately how you put a team under the most pressure, and I just thought our endeavour to do that was top notch today.
And just quickly, Tom Waldron as well. I think those are his first of the season, aren't they? So
yeah, Tom Waldron, he's back on the tries scoring charts. He'll be pretty pleased with that. he's got a bar of chocolate waiting for him on the bus for a hat trick. So you know he'll be doubly pleased on the trip home tonight.
People will look at the result and say, yeah, serious contenders now. Do you feel that way yourself, to build up a little bit of pressure on the club?
Well, we're going to get to Christmas in at least second place, so that's going to feel nice. But you know, it's like anything, isn't it? You know, we've a little bit like with Wasps today. You know, we've got to make sure that we can keep tapping into that emotional well and keep producing the big performances. And that's the challenge for all of us in the Premiership this season, is how many times can we keep sending the boys out on the field in the right mental and physical state. And I think great credit to the lads who stepped in today in the back row. I thought back row was fantastic today. You know, they've replaced two really good performers for us in the last few weeks in Dave Ewers and Don Armand. So great credit to those guys. That shows, you know, we've got a real bit of fight there. It's nice to see Jeff Parling get a start, although he had to kind of come off early with his injury. But then, you know, you see Damien Welsh come on and he just ran the show for us line-out wise. You know, we've got some ability there to chop and change a little bit, and we're going to have to make sure we make use of that over the coming season. And those guys can all stand up. Then, you know, we're going to have to weather a Henry Slade injury now, which will give someone else an opportunity. So, you know, we've still got a few challenges to face yet.
Just finally from me, I appreciate you just said it on TV, but no contact whatsoever from Mr. Jones.
No. And I don't expect there to be. I mean, I think everyone's kidding themselves. I think he's going to suddenly run around and start trying to drag a coaching team together with people he's never met. You know, I would be amazed if that's what happens. Okay.